Hello, this is Mr. Hornsby 83 with another Mr. Hornsby 83 review. I'm going to be reviewing episode 3 of Dragon Ball Super, and I've been watching the Japanese version on YouTube. I don't know who's been putting it up, but I'm glad they have, because I don't want to wait till we finally get it in America. It seems like pretty much, I think Random Black Gamer said they were doing Dragon Ball Z Kai in Japan, the Boo Saga, which means we'll probably get the Boo Saga before we get Super with Kai. So that's the only reason I could think of why Toonami is. But let's get into it. First, I'm gonna kind of recap and talk about the first two episodes. Episode 1, Goku was trying to make an honest living because it's been peace since they defeated Majin Buu, and pretty much everyone living in peace. But Mr. Satan was doing an interview, and Majin Buu popped up during the interview and wanted a back scratch, and I guess they were arguing about that. And Mr. Satan eventually went there, talked to Boo, and gave him a back scratch. And I'm thinking there's something fruity going on with those two. I've been thinking that since the Boo Saga, since Mr. Satan come into the Boo Saga. Because I know in the Cell Game Saga, and plus Mr. Satan don't have a girlfriend, maybe he figured, well, because, Pan's mom died, I guess he didn't want to be with women anymore. He just decided to go gay. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but so yeah, pretty much he also goes to offer Goku some money, and Goku was being humble. He's like, no, we don't need it, and this and that, and Goten convinces him they do need it, and it'll make Chi-Chi happy. You also see Gohan and shoot, I don't forgot his freaking name. Videl, yeah, Gohan and Videl living their life. I guess getting prepared to have Pan, which was introduced right after the Boo Saga was over, which pretty much was that was pretty much episode 1. We got some stuff with Bills. He's like on a planet eating, and either they didn't put no salt or they put salt, or too much salt or something, and he destroyed half the planet. But the Kais are sensing it. Well, the old Kai is. Supreme Kai, aka Kabito Kai, seems freaking numb to the sense of Bills or Beerus. But yeah, that's pretty much episode 1. Episode 2 was Vegeta going on vacation with Bulma and Trunks because he had promised, Trunks back in the Saiyaman saga that they would go on vacation because Trunks was training with him, and Trunks showed him he was a Super Saiyan and all that, and Vegeta was kind of excited, and he said, well, come on, come at me with your best shot in that to help Vegeta train, and, Trunks, I guess, caught him off guard, hit him real hard, and he accidentally knocked Trunks for a loop, and Trunks was crying, but he said, if you quit crying, we'll go on a vacation to a park or something. So they didn't get to do that because of all the things going on with the freaking, with the Boo Saga and everything leading into that World Martial Arts Tournament, etc., etc. But there's a point where Vegeta is eating because he wasn't enjoying the trip at all. But he's eating because Bulma and Trunks are shopping at a store, and Bulma asked Vegeta why he decided to do this, and Vegeta says, "The promise I made." They had the flashback to that episode, and I'm just keeping a promise, is what he said. Bulma puts her arm around him and put her head on him for like, I think about a second, and then Vegeta pulls away, because you know how Vegeta is. But then they end up on a boat party, which gave Bulma the idea to have one for her birthday, which is going to be, I guess, in the episode I'm getting ready to review. But Vegeta then eventually gets aggravated and just goes and trains. He says, heck, it's like enough family time, it's time for me to train. Because he's still, even though he accepted that Goku's always going to be stronger than him, and there's still a part of him that feels like he can get stronger than Goku, but we all know how that's played out. Now they're evenly matched, I'll have to say. But now to the episode 3 review, which pretty much Beerus, focused on Beerus, you know, kind of beginning the same way the Battle of Gods began. Um, Beerus and Whis are talking, and they call down to Fish. Fish explains to him about Super Saiyan at the feet of Frieza, and they were talking about Frieza before that. And afterward, they're like, you know what, we're gonna go to this planet and we're gonna find this guy. And so that's right off of Beerus again in the episode. Then we get Goku training because since he took the money from Mr. Satan and asked Chi-Chi if he can. By the way, Goku's like a terrible husband and a father. Always leaving his kids, always leaving his wife behind, never freaking stays home with them. Cause he's always out training or fighting someone on, you know, in the world or whatnot. I mean, good warrior and that, and can be a good person, except for when it comes to his wife and kids. Yeah, Goku's training on the Kai planet, and they're having a conversation because old Kai sensed him, and then finally Kibito Kai, Supreme Kai, finally discovered that Beerus is on his way. Took him a while, because, you know, to me, it seems like Supreme Kai, when they first introduced him, he seemed like he was going to be like this awesome Master Kai and that, and he just turned out to be like basically King Kai, just a stronger version of King Kai. That's pretty much what he became. He's kind of numb to some things, and you know, still learning things, which is ridiculous because he was around millions of years ago when Boo first arrived. But yeah, pretty much let's see, we see Vegeta training. We see Tien and all them getting prepared or something. Like they're all together. They're all together for Bulma's party. Vegeta's still training. But if it's gonna follow what Battle of Gods did, then Vegeta ends up coming out of training for Bulma's party because it is his wife. And you'll find out how much Bulma means to Vegeta when Beerus arrives. If nobody's seen Battle of Gods. But overall, I can't wait till they come to America. I'm still gonna watch the Japanese versions, but overall I'm gonna give them all 4 out of 5 because all 3 episodes are pretty good. And you know, they were showing life after battle for Goku, which you know Goku still took off on the family to train on the Kai planet, even though King Kai didn't want him there because it was Goku's fault his planet got destroyed in the first place. But yeah, I'll give these first 3 episodes 4 out of 5. Can't wait to see episode 4 because Beerus is finally gonna come to Earth. We're going to get into the Battle of Gods arc, which I'll talk more about. I'm going to probably come up with another topic show about Dragon Ball Super down the line. I mean, me and my cousin Brandon did one just recently. So down the line, we'll probably talk more about it. But now I want to get to something that I just found out about a couple days ago, and it's the Hulk Hogan racist tirade that he, I guess, apparently happened in 2011, which kind of weird because if it was in 2011, Hulk Hogan was still in TNA at that time. But apparently Hulk Hogan went on a racist tirade on some radio show, and you know, I'm not gonna sit there and get mad and say, oh, Hulk Hogan, you're a bad person, because you know, after watching Hogan Knows Best, I pretty much realized what kind of person Hulk Hogan is. He's a freaking douchebag in real life, a jerk, period. I even watched one episode where he's trying to intimidate some dude because he wants to hook up with Brooks. He's like, you know who I am, brother. I said, yeah, I know who you are. You're Hulk. He's like, you know what I can do? Yeah, you did that stuff fake, Hulk Hogan. Come on now. If you can really fight, that's fine. But don't sit there and try to live off your wrestling career to freaking think you can do something. But WWE released him, and the only reason why WWE did this, it's not because they're against racism, because Vince McMahon's the most racist person in the world, I can say that pretty much. I mean, because look what happened with Ahmed Johnson. He was supposed to get a push to the title. Vince told Ahmed Johnson, oh, the world's not ready for a black guy. Only reason why Rock got the belt, one, because he's third generation, and because of Rocky Johnson and his dad. But he was part Samoan and part black, so... Now, I heard supposedly Big E was supposed to get a push to the title, like, somewhere down the line. But I didn't see that happening. R-Truth, they even gave him a freaking push. They even gave him a push in, I believe it was 2011, before they gave the belt to CM Punk. a push, and he got buried by Cena, like, just like Kevin Owens just recently did, and that's why since Battlegrounds I have had nothing to do with WWE. I mean, I bought the Defining Moments thing for my son for his birthday, but that's because, Mattel gets half that money, and yeah, WWE gets half that money, but, so it's not fully going to WWE. But, I wonder what they're gonna do with, I wonder what they're gonna do with the NWO Black and White Hulk Hogan figure that Mattel has already announced, the Defining Moment one. Maybe that'll be the last one that they'll be able to do, because, until Vince McMahon, but right now I hear Hogan's getting Benoit, which everybody knows what happened with Chris Benoit after he killed his family, but, which was terrible, because, that was just a low-life piece of trash thing, but, maybe that'll be the last one that Mattel's able to make for WWE until Vince decides to bring Hogan back once because the only reason why Hogan got fired is publicity stunt. I don't care what anybody says, I don't care what anybody thinks. It was a publicity stunt. They fired Hogan because they didn't want a black guy on their company. I guarantee you, maybe by the end of next year at least, Hulk Hogan will be back on the roster, and he will be back in WWE. Maybe not next year, if not the year after that. But, because one, old school fans are going to clamor for Hulk Hogan figures because of his popularity from the 80s and 90s, and I was one of those ones that grew up watching Hulk Hogan throughout his run in the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s, early 2000s. So I watched him as a kid, a teenager, and an adult, so I've pretty much watched Hulk Hogan, even though I'm not a fan of him personally. I have always been a fan of him as a wrestler, and I'm definitely not a fan of him now that I know he's racist because, personally, now that I know he's racist, personally, I'm not a fan of Hogan, like I said about the Hogan Knows Best thing, because I got a lot of black friends myself. In fact, one of them is the godfather of my child, and, actually the godfather of both my children, I believe. It's just, I don't know, Hulk Hogan made a mistake. WWE only fired him for a publicity stunt. I guarantee you by the end of next year or early 2017, Hulk Hogan will be back in WWE on the roster. And, but, that'll do it for this video. I got other stuff I'll do next week, but I'll post all that on my Facebook fan page and my Twitter account and that. By the way, like this video, subscribe. Comment. I barely get any comments. I get likes, I get, subscriptions, but I don't get comments, so either, I cover what people want me to cover, or I don't know. But, follow me on my Facebook fan page, Mr. Hornsby83 Topics. Follow me on my Twitter page, @Mr. Hornsby83. And until I do my next video, peace out.